I'm just gonna flash by them quick so that she knows you got 8 or more. Okay.
Good afternoon. Today I'll be doing a motivational, persuasive speech on gun control and gun rights. Recently in Iowa, they have passed a new law stating that you have the right to carry a concealed weapon with the proper certification that the state will let you receive by proper training and by passing a test taught by proper personnel. I know that these tests are given out monthly throughout the state at random places. I have not participated in any of these, but I have had people that have participated in these and have passed successfully. I think that gun control is a very good thing, but I also think that the right to carry a weapon to protect yourself and your family is also a good thing. I think there's a fine line between gun control and gun rights, one that shouldn't be crossed by political views or personal views. I have a few facts that I want to share with everybody. Anytime, feel free to ask questions or have an open debate. That would be greatly appreciated. Throughout the year, there is roughly 33% of fatal accidents are caused by a motor vehicle. The percentage of fatal firearm incidents is less than 3%. To me, that's a concern that we need to be doing more safety concerns with motor vehicles than with firearms. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I think that statistic proves itself to be alarming. People are more dangerous with a motor vehicle than they are with a firearm in their hand. Another statistic is that falling is roughly 18% fatal versus the 3% from a firearm. That alone speaks for itself. The firearm is not fatal. The person behind the firearm can be fatal. I have often thought that if people take away our rights to guns, the only people that will have guns are the people that are outlaws and the people that want to commit crimes. I feel much safer knowing that when I walk around, I could be walking around to anywhere in the community or anywhere in this state, and the person next to me could be carrying a gun. If I walked into a local grocery store and that place got held up, I would want the person next to me holding a gun in his back pocket so he could stand up to the person and hopefully take him down. To me, that makes a person feel much more protected and gives them the courage needed to withstand situations such as that. I also know that the non-fatal accidents, gun accidents, are also far less than 1, 2, and 3 statistical leaders. Falling is the #1 statistical leader in a non-fatal accident at roughly 47%. Gun accidents are less than 2% for non-fatal. So total between accidents and non-accidents, you're talking 5 to less than 5%. That's an alarming rate considering how much money is dumped into the economy every year to get rid of handguns, submachine guns, and all other types of guns that people think that we do not need. Once there is no guns, there will be no hunting. When there's no hunting, people will have a hard time in remote areas to get food for their families. I feel that this is a thing that is well deserved by people of the United States of America to receive the chance to hunt, to provide for their family, to make themselves feel good about each other. Yes.
Do you know the estimated, I guess, or the projected increase with and don't get me wrong, I believe everybody has the right to bear arms. I'm totally into the Second Amendment. However, do you believe, or do you have an idea of the projected increase in fatal shootings or accidents involving a firearm, or what they put in the next 10 years if this stays in effect?
I have not seen anything for projections, but I do know since 1990, the estimated amount that it has fallen since 1990 is 10.5%, which is a decrease of 10.5%, which I think is a good thing. I think since 1990 we have opened up to new things such as automatic weapons or guns, high-powered ammunition, right to bear arms such as a handgun. I think that just shows itself that it is not the people that are law-abiding citizens getting permits to carry weapons and to purchase guns. I feel that it is those people that are helping stand up to people committing crimes, helping bring down the rate of gun crimes. So I feel like in the next 10 years, now that we have the new permit to carry law, I think that we will see the rate go down even farther. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's as close as I can get to it.
What do you feel about establishments that are not allowing weapons in their stores or place of business?
I know by law, the Iowa Constitution, you cannot have a concealed weapon or carry a weapon into a bar, a bank, a school, such as a college or a high school, elementary, preschool, anywhere that teaches underage kids. And right now, those are the only places by law that you cannot carry. I know there's other places that put up signs that say that suggest not to carry them there, but I don't know if that's legal or not legal. I haven't seen any factual basis about this. I would say that if it's legal to carry a gun into a store such as our hometown grocery store, then they told us that you couldn't have it and you did carry it there. I think that if the person wants to fight that law, or fight that right, I think that they would win. I think that has to be recognized by the Constitution of Iowa or any other state in America before you can justifiably tell someone, no, you can't have that here. Yes. There's a law stating that you cannot bring a gun into a bar. Any place that supports alcohol, you cannot have a gun.
That would include your grocery stores, though. I mean, look at vendors. Look what we offer.
You can buy it there, but you cannot drink it there.
So it's part of consumption.
Yeah, any place where you can buy alcohol for consumption, you cannot.
Loss of mobility of your brain to make good judgments.
Well, that happens every day.
Steve, would you agree that, let's say there's two grocery stores in town, one of them posts no guns allowed, and the other one doesn't have that, that if you were going to rob the place, you would go to the one that posts it and no guns allowed?
I think so. If I were to rob a place, I would want to go somewhere where I knew everybody couldn't carry a gun. That's my opinion. I'm sure that if I was a common crook, I would think the same thing. I can't see how they would think going to an establishment that does allow people to bring their firearm with them. I can't see how they would want people to come in. I think that would be a mistake on their part, so I think by better judgment of a crook, thinking that way, they would go to the establishment that would not allow firearms. The other thing I wanted to talk about was why is it that politicians cling on to the fact that guns are so easy to get a hold of and want more control over them. I personally feel that guns are harder to get nowadays. You have to do more than just sign your name and give your social security number. You have to go through a thorough background check. there's people with OWIs that get turned down for guns, and all they did was drink behind the wheel, which again goes without saying that a motor vehicle causes more non-fatal and fatal accidents than a gun. Why aren't politicians going after other things rather than wasting billions of dollars every year on gun control? Yes.
What about gun shows? I've not been to gun shows, but I guess you can just go there and walk in and say, I'd like to buy your gun, and take it and walk out.
The last gun show that I was at, I was not able to purchase a gun because I do not have a permit to buy. My father, on the other hand, was able to buy a gun because he has a permit to buy, and he was carrying it with him that day. Had he not carried it with him, he would not have been allowed to purchase that gun.
You need a permit to buy or just a permit to carry?
Don't they still got to do a background check on that leftover?
Yes. If you have a permit to buy, the state has already done a background check on you, allowing you the right to buy
So it's like a certificate saying that you've passed your background
So what if
check.
something changes from the time you have that right to buy to...
They could, just like your driver's license, the state has the right to revoke that at any given time.
So what if I'm sorry, so he wants to buy my Glock, and it's a personal, I don't have a permit to sell a gun because I don't want to sell my guns, but he likes my Glock, and it's a private sale. Then what do you do? I mean, I'm selling him, I'm not going to give him my high capacity magazines, however, because of what I do, but I want to sell Rusty my Glock. He likes it. He wants to carry it.
In accordance to law, when a person sells a personal firearm, you're supposed to report to the county courthouse that you are selling that firearm and do like a transfer, transfer the registration from the gun from yourself to him. That's how the state will know that you sold it and he buys it. And if he's not legal to buy a gun, they will not allow him to register that gun in his name. And if you happen to sell that illegally, which probably happens and does happen, and he committed a crime with that, then you would be at fault too, because that gun would still be registered in your name.
You have 2 minutes till cut off.
Just a thought. And you're not getting my Glock.
Why not?
I got a 45 at my belt.
I don't know if anybody agrees with me or disagrees with me, but I feel like, and I thoroughly stand behind this, that when the government, if they do, which I don't think they ever will do, when they pass a law stating that there will be no personal firearms for us to have in our possession, I feel like we will not have a firearm to protect ourselves. I feel the only people that will be able to protect themselves or do anything are the crooks and common thieves that we have out there that are the ones that cause all the damage and mayhem. And they're the reason that politicians do bring up all these uproars, because they're the ones that are going around shooting people, robbing banks, robbing people on the streets, and just committing crimes. I don't know, no question. How does everybody else feel about that?
Bad guy's always going to find a way to get around and get gone. Bad guy always does. Always does. It's the average Joe citizen that wants to...
Says the policewoman.
It's the honest person
that gets caught.
and they go through the proper channels.
In the red tape and all that.
And the red tape and, to get the permits and go through the gun safety classes. But yet, some thug can buy it off the street in Chicago and...
Or steal it.
And you still have the same problem.
But do you think that...
So he's saying, don't you think that's why you should be able to carry it?
Do you think some of those people, if they were in a rural area such as we are,
30
and had to
seconds.
go through hunter safety, do you think they would have a different look at how they use a gun and what a gun is for?
Okay, but I took the hunter safety course when I was 14, 15 years old. I was riding dinosaurs then, Steve. So how much do I actually remember about a gun safety course if I would want to get a permit to carry it? Would I have to take it over?
No, once you pass gun safety, you're done. You're in the database. You're in there forever.
So even though I was a teenager, didn't have a driver's license, couldn't vote,